Good day. I'm John Blake, host of the Caribbean Experience on WHUR FM 96.3 and Carib Nation Television. And today our guest is David E. Phillips, the author of The Success Pyramid. Welcome, David.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure being here, and it's a privilege to be here.
Right. Good to have you. So tell us, is this your first publication, your very first publication?
It is indeed. It is my first, the first of many.
Right.
Yes.
I take it by the title, The Success Pyramid, it may be patterned after, we know about the food pyramid.
Yes.
You know, where you have particular components for good nutrition. And I guess the Success Pyramid, this is your formula for success.
It is indeed the formula for success. In fact, you know, when I think of the inspiration for the book,
yes,
the inspiration came from two sources, really. One was my love of poetry. I have been writing poetry for some time. I love writing poems.
Well, that's obvious because we got a lot of poetry in here.
Yes, I have 10 of my best poems I've included in the book. But the book is more than just about poems, because though I enjoy writing poems, I also got inspiration from my children.
Wow.
Because they have always said to me that the kind of advice that I've given to them over the years have put them in good stead. And that when they mention to their friends the kinds of things that we talked about over time, they liked the kind of perspective that I brought to life. And they have often said to me, well, why don't you put it in a book?
So I take it this is not purely about success in business. It's success in life, period.
It's success in life. In fact, I have redefined success as the achievement of balance and compassion in your life, as well as the ability to realize the intended consequences of your deliberate actions. This is focused on action. The actions you take today will result in the best achievements tomorrow. So that's how I've approached this.
Right. I see you can actually use this as a study guide because at the end of each chapter you have a summary.
Yes.
So one can go over again the main points, the chief points. Of course, we're hoping that people read the whole book.
Yes.
If you
Yes,
don't
indeed.
have time, you could definitely get to the summary and
Yes.
see if you can apply some of these strategies.
Yeah. In fact, not only do I have a summary at the end of each chapter, but at the beginning of each chapter, I have the key learning.
Oh.
So I've identified in 2 snappy sentences, what is it that you're about to learn in this chapter? And then
Sort of a preview.
a sort of preview. And then at the end of the chapter, I have listed some activities, because as I indicated earlier, this book is based on action. You've got to take action if you're going to be successful. And I've listed some specific actions that one can take to ensure that they are successful and that they achieve their goals.
So one can actually use this on the road to success.
Yes.
By taking these particular formulas. Now, I notice the pyramid, of course, starts with a broader base and it moves up to the top. From family, faith, friendship, we move to education, economics, enterprise, entertainment, and at the top, mentorship. Now, does the order have to be specific, or it's just in terms of the amount of each section that's applied? Why the pyramid?
It's the latter, the amount of each, not the sequence in terms of
I
chronological time.
Good.
When you think of any pyramid, every pyramid has a foundation.
Yes.
And you have building blocks reaching to the top. So when you think of a pyramid as a whole, it's the totality of it that makes the difference. But then when you think of it as the food pyramid, I make a lot of comparisons to the food pyramid in the book, because I patterned this to some extent after the food pyramid. In the food pyramid, if you recall, it is, well, first of all, it was designed by the U.S. Department of Agriculture several decades ago. They came up with the food pyramid that suggests that if you eat certain types of foods
in the right proportions,
you're going to be healthy. And I say the same thing. If you do the right things, the right kinds of actions, in the right proportion, you're going to be successful. So that these actions should be done in this proportion, but not in this chronology.
I see.
So that's the idea.
Okay, well, let's start with the base. I know we want to do as much as we can of the other components. Family, faith, and friendship. Why is that the foundation?
Well, over the years, first of all, I want to also say that there's a target group for this book, and that will set the stage for the rest of the discussion about family, faith, and friendship. There's a target group, and that target group is young adults.
What age is?
18 to 35 age group.
I see.
That's what I call the young adults. If we had the kind of information that is in here when we were that age.
That's so true for so many
For
things.
so many. we would be better off today.
Correct.
You know, this is the kind of information that young people need. And that's why I say to all my friends and my friends and my family, I said, you know, you have nephews, nieces, sons, daughters, you know, that you can give this to because it will show them how to approach life. So I say that if they understand the importance of their family, and that their family must come first in their life, and they rally around the family to form a foundation for them, then when they leave and they go out, they are not only comfortable, they are confident, and they have the correct attitude, because the connection between family is the kind of connection that you can't get anywhere else. You know, I say to people, your family loves you before they know you. Your friends love you after they know you.
Right.
So if you stick with the love of the family, you are able to get much further.
Yes.
Let's go to faith. I talk about faith in the sense of being a family of people of like belief. And when you have that kind of foundation behind you, you can't fail. It's the intensity of your belief in your faith that makes you strong. If you believe strongly enough, whatever your faith, if you believe strongly enough in the forces of the universe to bring for you the blessings that you expect, you will get them. You've got to believe, though.
Yes.
And it really doesn't matter what faith it is. If you believe it strongly enough, and you do the things that your faith tells you to do, because every faith tells you about love and harmony. And if you do that, you're on your way to success. And then finally, friendship. Friendship is a network. You know, we can't, you know, it takes a village to raise a child. We have heard that so many times. That is so true. It's the network of people around you. And it's not just the friends you make as a child. It's the network you create as an adult.
Such as the inner circle.
The inner circle. The people that you bring into your life that are going to be there for you, come thick or thin, they're going to be there for you. And you've got to build strong networks. You know, successful people understand that a network is the key to moving to the next level.
Correct.
If you don't have that network, you're just not going to move to that next level. So I make that point in the book, that those three strategies, in a sense, those three principles of family, of faith, and of friendship has to be that foundation for you. Of
the success pyramid.
Yes.
Yes. And David E. Phillips is our special guest on Carib Nation Television and WHUR FM 96.3 Caribbean Experience. In part 2, we will look at the other parts of the success pyramid. We'll be right back.